Goose.
Hey Goose, what are you doing, buddy?
You guys look. Hi, baby. We're right here. We're just recording. We love you so much. Okay. What's up, you guys?
What is up, everyone?
Welcome to our assumptions video.
This is gonna be a fun one. We've never done this before.
I know. Never done it. It's kind of like an old school YouTube challenge, and we've never participated, so we thought it would be fun to chat with you guys today and answer some assumption questions.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot. We haven't even gone through them yet.
I'm kind of scared.
But there's a bunch of like funny ones too.
Just got out of the shower. We're gonna do some skincare before we dive into assumptions, kind of do our skincare while we do that. So today's video is in partnership with First Aid Beauty. And we wanted to show you guys their holiday kits, which are alive and thriving.
Yeah. I like how it's like a whole kit of like everything you need.
I know. So holiday's a really good time actually to get good value for a lot of products that are normally sold individually. You can find all of First Aid Beauty's holiday kits available at Sephora and Sephora.com. That is where this one is from. And this one is a $49 value, which is a really good value versus buying them all individually and separately. So we're gonna go through and use all the products.
I was just looking at FAB. I was like, what does that stand for? But it's
First Aid Beauty. So I'm really excited. I've heard such good things about their skincare. I haven't personally tried a ton of it, but I'm excited to have this kit, and I know there's a lot of First Aid Beauty fans out there. So the cleanser, there's a lip product, the radiance pads, ultra repair cream, which actually I feel like we could be big fans of this because it looks like the moisturizer we really like, and then an eye cream. Oh, how do you love that one?
Perfect little travel size too.
So let's start with the radiance pads.
Here, I didn't wash my face in the shower because I thought we were doing it out here.
Oh, okay,
so
go for it. Okay, radiance pads I'm really excited about. I already use one of these in my skincare daily, so I feel like I'm going to love these. They're basically just like a little glycolic peel pad that you can use every day, and it's probably a little bit lighter, good for sensitive skin.
Dampening the skin a little bit. Right. So this is the face cleanser. The directions are to dampen the face and dispense a small portion of cleanser onto fingertips, delicately massage into all zones of the face. Remove with a soft washcloth or splash water.
So I always talk about peel pads because I started using peel pads probably when I was 25, and they really changed my skin. They kind of help exfoliate everything, brighten it, clear it up, and I feel like everyone can use one in their routine, and these ones are super gentle where you can use them twice a day.
Did you start using them when we were living in Dallas or
in California?
Mill Valley?
Yeah, lived in Mill Valley, so love these. And these are an essential for me, and I like they actually aren't scented or anything, which is a really good sign. So that's a good one. How's the cleanser?
It's nice.
Is it scented?
I like how it's like very like airy.
Yeah.
It's like almost kind of like foams up a little bit.
Is it have a smell?
It's just clean.
It's unscented. Yeah, I kind of like how their products don't have any scents in them because that is not so great for sensitive skin. But Hunter has normal skin and I have combination.
You said I have normal skin?
You have normal skin.
What does that mean?
Just means it's like not oily or dry.
Oh.
It's like normal.
Hold on, let me wash this off real quick.
Okay. Okay. Would you like a peel pad?
Yeah,
you should start using peel pad. Hunter doesn't use one in his routine.
Oh, it feels so good. Wow.
Yeah.
Refreshing. All right.
You look fresh.
This is a peel pad. This is like an extra cleansing thing. Like does more cleaning or exfoliate? What is it?
It exfoliates. It has like a little glycolic in it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Kind of hard to explain.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm really excited about the Ultra Repair Cream. This is intense hydration for dry skin. So we'll see how I do with this because my skin is combination, but I like hydration.
I feel like as a guy, if you have facial hair kind of hides like any acne or like any like blemishes in your skin. Also, facial hair also holds oil, and so you really have to like wash your face a lot.
Right.
You have facial
Most
hair.
guys have oily skin.
I'm just saying it holds a lot of like dirt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
It like can catch things.
Yeah, like not only are you washing your face, but like you're washing your hair on your face.
Okay, I'm obsessed with that cream.
Really?
That might be our new vibe. Yeah. It's so good. I really like how the products aren't heavily scented. That's a really good sign to me. Yeah, it's really nice and hydrating.
Doesn't it feel like their products are really like airy and fluffy?
They're just, yeah, nice textures. Okay, so really big fan of the Ultra Repair Cream. That is heavenly, and you get like literally 6 ounces. That's a huge moisturizer.
And they fill it, they fill it to the top.
They fill it to the top. And then, ooh, look at this. Oh my god, this eye cream is like pink and glowy, which is perfect for my dark circles. It's like has a little shimmer in it, so it's like illuminating. That is so fun.
I feel like I'm at the spa.
I know. I really like their products. I'm excited. Get in here.
You know I'm a big eye cream guy.
Hunter lives for eye cream.
Well, like that's like the main skincare thing that I care about.
Yeah, you love
the
it.
most, besides moisturizer, is like eye cream. I feel like I've seen so much improvement in my face. Like I used to always just look so tired, and I'm probably less tired these days.
Yeah,
like
I'm probably less tired.
In terms of
lifestyle.
I'm taking care of myself more than I ever have.
Yeah.
Like getting rest rather than forcing myself to stay up late and get up early and all that good stuff. But
yeah,
I feel like eye cream has really helped my face look healthier.
Definitely. Well, and moisturizer is good too. Like boys need to moisturize too. So
I feel like if you're in a relationship, this would be the perfect kit to have for both of you.
Totally.
Because there's so much of the product, and I feel like you don't need a ton, so it lasts a long time.
Totally. Or just like I mean, they probably don't care about it, but this would be a really good kit to get them and just be like, here's your skincare, you're gonna start using it, because it's a whole thing. So check out their kits. We'll have them linked down below, and they're available at Sephora, and really good gift idea.
That's perfect, because a lot of, actually you said that's $49.
Yeah,
that's how
really
much
good.
like a moisturizer usually costs.
I know.
So getting
really
all that
good value
for that price is
I think
awesome.
it's normally like $150 for everything, so that's really good.
We'll link it below.
All right,
As you
so
know.
let's get into the assumptions. I'm scared. Okay.
You're scared.
Just like, it's like sometimes hard knowing like what people think about you.
Oh,
Where should we switch locations where the lighting's better? You'd be like sitting up by the bed. Okay. All right, so first question or assumption is that Julia wears the pants.
Interesting.
I know. I think.
Yeah, I would say that like there's times where she does over certain responsibilities.
And times where you do over certain
and like when she, like the things that she owns it well. So it could appear that she wears the pants.
I feel like in certain things, like you are definitely more of like the lead, or like you. I think we truthfully. Our relationship, we both have strong personalities, like in our relationship with each other, and there are times where Hunter is like the head and where I'm the head, just wherever we go, and
equal.
We support each other. I would say we're very 50-50.
You have like a lot of hard opinions or a lot of desires, and then I try to take that and puzzle our life together to guide like those decisions.
Yeah, and I think that's what any like sort of friend would do, or like, so it's not to say that either of us has more control. We just like really respect each other, and it is a partnership. So we work together and support each other in decisions.
Next one, Julia loves sweets and Hunter loves salty foods.
Okay, actually quite the opposite.
I would say it's probably the opposite, but I think we're both like, I don't love sweets.
Yeah, you're not like a huge sweet person, you're just like neutral. I am like a sodium queen, and Hunter makes fun of me for how much salt I put on everything, so I'm surprised that you guys thought I was sweet.
She definitely likes salt way more than I do. Salty things, chips and salt and all that kind of stuff.
Anything salty, I love it.
But I would say we're both like salt tooth.
Yeah. Next assumption is that we live above our means. Which is absolutely not true.
No, it's not.
That would be illogical, and we would never do that.
We've said this in a video before, maybe like some comments, responded to some comments or something like that, but like we use our credit card for everything to gain points on our credit card, but we pay off our credit card every single month. So entering every new month, our balance is 0. Like, we don't have any debt. We do pay like student loans and stuff like that for Julia. That's our only like small portion of debt is student loans. But we also, and then our mortgage. So we have like stuff like student loans that we're paying, obviously our mortgage, but we're not living above our means, not at all.
That would put me in a severe state of anxiety. I would never be one to live above my means.
Have we before? Yeah, like when we were first out of college, we would live above our means in the sense of
we weren't responsible with our money.
We weren't super responsible. Like, we would go to a store or go to the mall and spend money. Not that we didn't have, but spend money irresponsibly, where we probably should have been saving that money rather than spending it.
Totally.
That's not living above your means. That's just living irresponsibly.
Totally.
Living above your means would mean that you're spending more money than you actually have.
Yeah. I don't think either of us are the type of people financially to ever do that. Yeah. We would never be like, oh, well, we just want this, so we'll put it on a credit card. We would never. Assumption: you wish Hunter had shorter hair because you two look so similar.
Look too similar? That's
funny. Absolutely not. I like Hunter's hair short, and I also like it long. They're two different vibes completely.
Yeah.
And it's his hair. It's like not really up to me, so whatever he wants. Some days I'm like, you should cut it, like I'm over it, and some days I'm like, oh, I love the long hair, like you can't get rid of it. So,
and some days I have those same thoughts, like, oh, some days I just wish I had shorter hair again. But I've once had long hair before, and I cut it off just like just randomly.
Yeah.
And I was almost mad at myself that I cut it so fast. Totally. And so I'll cut it when I want to.
People are very concerned with Hunter's hair and the cutting of it and how long it is. And it's just like, how would you feel if somebody was like, or if he told me like, I don't like your hair, your extensions, you should take them out. Like, I'd be like, screw you, don't tell me what to do with my hair.
Yeah, there's times I tell you that I like your normal natural hair.
Yeah, of course.
And that she doesn't need extensions, but she likes them.
Like,
so
in a
like,
nice
I'll let her
way.
have them. And but here's the thing. I think this is actually a good topic to bring up, or a good way, like a good thing to bring up, is that it's so interesting that people are so fascinated with my hair and so fascinated with like your eyebrows.
Yeah.
And look, we get so many comments and direct messages like, you should tell Hunter to cut his hair, or like, Julia, you should trim your eyebrows. Those ain't it, sis. Or Hunter, tell your wife to cut her eyebrows. They're too bushy, or stuff like that. And it's weird because like, I can't imagine ever telling someone, hey, like, you should get your tattoo removed, or hey, your hair is gross, or hey, you should grow your hair out. You should lose some weight, or like, like telling someone to change something about their appearance. It doesn't offend us. Like, you can tell me to cut my hair all you want to, and I'm gonna make the decision when I'm ready. But it's just like a social awareness thing.
Totally. Like maybe you think that, but that's a thought that you keep in your head. You don't actually say it out loud.
Or like maybe like you're like, oh, I don't like his hair, or like whatever.
Right. Like, you can think that to yourself or say it to your friend, but you don't reach out to someone.
You can tell us all you want that you don't like her eyebrows, that you don't like my hair. It's just a little weird.
Yeah.
But
I would agree. Okay. The
next one. You hate Hunter's long hair.
No. The next assumption is that we're super clingy to each other and that we must do everything together. I would say that is okay. That's like somewhat true, but not. We're not clingy, I would say. We just are like really tight buddies. Yeah. And we just like to do a lot of things together. We get along really well, so we like going places together, doing activities together. Our life is like very integrated. Obviously, we're married.
I would say when we first met, we were pretty clingy. Like, we hung out every day, but that's what happens when you're like falling in love with somebody. Like, I think that's pretty normal. And people who are single don't understand that necessarily.
Sure. And I think also when we worked in offices, our lives were a lot more independent. Yeah. But the fact that we run a business together and we work together.
From home, we live in the house together. We're like, our work that we work on together is very intertwined. Like, we have to chat all day, every day. Yeah. We're filming ourselves together. Like, we only show, most of the time we film when we're together.
Exactly. Keep in mind, this channel is Julia and Hunter. So when we're filming, we're always going to be together, and we're going to film when we're doing activities together. And the times that the camera's not really on, like, I might be going and doing errands, hanging out with friends, vice versa, and we kind of do our separate thing. So
like, there's times I go down and like hang out with my dad somewhere, or maybe you're doing something with like a friend. It's like, we're just not filming that.
Right.
We just film together.
We do spend a lot of time together, and I would probably say more time than an average couple.
Yeah.
That's just like the way that we are. Totally. Everyone's relationship is different. Nothing bad about it or good about it. Okay. You guys have traditional roles. Hunter handles the trash, outside stuff, and I guess the continuation would be that oh yeah, okay, you both take on more traditional roles of the household. I do most of the cooking and cleaning, and Hunter does most of the trash and outside stuff. I would say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. I think Hunter and I are like down to split any household chores. We definitely split them 50-50, but
there's times Julia helps with the trash, there's times I help with cooking.
Yeah.
But it's more of like, we just have responsibilities around the household, like we just take initiative on different things.
Yes.
And
I think we just so happen to fall in the traditional roles. We don't think anything's wrong with it. We think it's like really cool when people are completely swapped and they do like different ones. We just so happen to, like, our talents lie in
I
those.
personally would like to cook more or be a better cook so I can like put meals together and cook for Julia. At the same time, I also think that I might do more stuff inside of a house that's like traditionally more of a woman's role because I work from home.
Sure.
A lot of guys who work from home understand that.
Totally. You guys are choosy about who you are friends with. I would say that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
We are, let's see, how do I put it? We like...
I don't know what you're trying to say, but my thought is we're choosy on who we're friends with because we don't necessarily require friends to be similar to us. We're not someone that has to be friends with like-minded people in the sense of like political views, religious views. Like, we are not judgmental there. We're down to hang out with anyone. However, we want like a real deep friendship with someone.
Like, there has to be a connection there.
And if we feel like that connection isn't going any further than like surface, or it's not able to go deep, that's when we kind of like pull back a little bit. There's also times where we have friends who we think we can go deep with, but our lives are just going down different routes. So we know that like we'll always be friends. We don't have to be together all the time. We're able to like go our separate paths and come back and have a good time when we're hanging out. It's just not like I need to hang out with you every couple days, every month.
No, and I would say like we are definitely more independent sort of friendship type of people. So we have some other couple of friends that we might not talk to for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then we get to dinner and we like have it like a 6-hour dinner. We're like catching up on everything, and we have like a really nice deep connection. But we're not the type that like needs to see our friends every week, and we're not clingy like that.
I was always kind of that way, like growing up my whole life in high school, and I think Julia was too. Like, you always, like, I never had that like best friend that I was with all the time.
Me neither.
But I had like a lot of really good friends that were more than just surface level friends.
Yeah.
That we'd hang out every once in a while and just like.
I'm just like a firm believer that friendships are kind of like relationships. They don't like come, to me, I don't feel like they come about very often, like really true special ones. Like, you can just like have a group of friends and like it's whatever, but I just would rather not waste my time with that. I want to wait till there's like a real connection there, and I want to spend a lot of time with them. I admire them, and I think that's super rare. I can count on my one hand how many times I've met a friend like that in my entire life. Okay.
Hunter sometimes gets annoyed when you spend too much money shopping. I don't think so.
No. I would say you're a bigger spender than me.
Really?
Yeah. Hunter is more lenient with money than I am. I'm like, I get anxiety about spending money.
Julia doesn't pay much attention to money, and she also but you get more anxiety about spending money. I pay close attention to money, and I'm very open with like.
You're more lenient.
Which
is actually nice. It's usually like the traditional like husband's always like mad at the wife for like spending money. That's not. Okay. Next assumption is that we do not want children, and that cannot be further from the truth. We definitely want kids, and there were a lot of assumptions about this, like you want to wait till you're 35 to have kids, you blah blah blah.
You don't want kids.
Hunter wants kids, and I don't. Like, you know, stuff like that.
We're very much on the same page with when we want kids.
Yes.
That page changes a lot, but we change that page together in a way. Like, we make the decision together. And I think we both kind of thought we had kids earlier.
Yeah,
like once we got married, we were like, oh, we'll have them in 2 years. And now we're married for almost 6 years, and we're like, oh yeah, we're like maybe 2 more years. And so we're not putting it off for any other reason than the fact that like we want to be able to give our kid our full attention when we have a kid, rather than some of the other things we're focused on right now.
Totally. So we're just like enjoying like traveling and doing as much as we can before we know our lifestyle is going to change a ton when we have children. So we're going to be like all in on that 100%. But I think that we just like don't want them quite yet. There's a lot of more things that we want to do.
We're excited for that moment for sure. Exactly. Just like we know it's going to come, but in time.
Yeah.
Hunter wants another dog, but you don't. That's probably accurate.
That's actually pretty accurate. Hunter wants a dog because he doesn't think about the consequences.
I do.
Kind of,
I do think about the consequences. Sometimes
I'm more of a realist. I'm more of a realist.
Okay, but you're a realist and you're wanting to get like a dachshund or something small that like can't even hang with Noah, and they're two separate types of dogs that you have to take care of separately. That's that's bigger responsibility than like another Noah where they're just like Noah will train him. They work together, they play together, and then it's not, regardless, this is not an argument we have ever. We're not arguing about dogs. I enjoy like looking at puppies, like I like that, and you do too.
I don't want to take care of two dogs.
Right.
And I feel like you don't really think about, like, we split Noah half and half, like, you know, taking care of him. And I don't want to have to do that for another dog. So I'm like, if we get another dog, then like.
And honestly, I don't either.
Yeah. So that's why we don't have one. Yeah. Something we fantasize about though. We always like, we're like, should we get a dog? And then we're like, no.
But you're right in the sense I probably bring it up more than she does.
Definitely.
You have a lot of money for 28-year-olds.
I would say we are doing well for our age, and because we have both worked hard from a really young age, we've always been super ambitious, and both like literally our senior year of college, we were like, okay, what's our plan? What are we doing?
We had zero plan, but our senior year of college, we were really trying to like map out our future and like map out our goals, stuff like that. And that was what, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
No?
I think like both of us come from, Hunter's very entrepreneurial minded, I am too, and that's just kind of like the mindset that we both have. And I think we've always just been kind of driven and like wanted to just get in there and like go after things and achieve things right off the bat. And not everybody, I don't think, has that mindset. It's not necessarily better than another one, but we just always like went after it. Hunter works in tech sales, as you guys know. He's been kind of like doing that a little bit less, more and more, like kind of part-time. I've
done it since I graduated college. I did it in college, like internships. I've always been in tech sales, software sales. I get a lot of questions about like how I got into it. I just decided to get into it because actually I've always knew I was wanting to do sales as a kid. I didn't know I wanted to do tech specifically, but tech was so hot. I interned with your sister when I was a junior in college. I interned for her sister's company in San Francisco, kind of got a little bit of like the experience of software sales, and decided, hey, this is like where it's at, and pursued that ever since college. Was successful there, and I think it bought us time to pursue YouTube.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think like our income level for living in California was actually pretty standard.
It was for sure.
And the reason I think people think that us coming here, that you guys have to know the cost of living in California is so much more expensive, that coming here with a California salary, it affords you and buys you a lot more.
Yeah, so we moved here. We still at the time both had our jobs. You had your job too.
Yeah.
We moved from California, had our California jobs, lived in Texas. We didn't have state income tax. Our mortgage for this house was basically the same price or maybe less than our rent was for our 1-bedroom apartment in California.
Yeah, which was like a shoebox.
And so us moving here bought us like a nicer life in a way. It was a smart decision for the time. We're able to invest in property, which we've now it's been a good investment.
Yep.
Like we've made some smart decisions that weren't necessarily always intended.
Totally.
But like things kind of lined up and we're very fortunate in that sense.
Yep.
And now with our YouTube growing and like this channel growing, like we've been able to make money there. And so yeah, I would say we're doing well for our age.
Definitely.
But it's not about the money. It's about like, hey, we've been able to achieve this. That's the things that make us excited is like
going after something that makes us happy or like passionate about our jobs, and we feel really lucky to be able to do that. So okay. Next assumption, a lot about politics. This one says, politics are a huge taboo and you guys don't like to talk about it at the risk of losing followers. Okay, this is one thing I would say. We don't think about losing followers to talk about politics, but if you were to meet us in real life, like you could ask any of our friends, we are just not political people, which I know is so hard for people to believe.
We're passionate and care about like injustices and focusing on things that like that are humane, like helping humans be better humans and help like the progress of life on Earth, right? But
we're just not extremists in anything.
Yeah, and we have friends that are extremists on both sides, and we let them talk and we just listen. We don't have. We have opinions, but we just aren't political. We don't talk politics. We think it's a divide.
We don't necessarily think we need to like choose one side of like a political party. That's why it's so divisive and why so many of you are like, what are you? Like, give us a label. And it's like, we don't need a label. Like we actually, I was like, I want to take a political quiz because I'm curious if I could answer all of them. Where would we end up? And we literally were down the middle. Our dot that came at the end of the quiz was literally in the center of like the political map. On the line between the two. So we were like, okay, we're not surprised. We literally kind of are half one way, half the other way on different issues. So we're very balanced and
that's the thing is it's not about, once again, it's not about losing followers by any means. Like we know that could come with it for sure. Like I think anyone does. It could also help you gain followers. Right. It's not about the followers. It's about we are going to be ourselves and we don't talk about politics in our normal life. We're not going to talk about it on camera.
Totally.
And we know politics is like, that's all you see everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Our goal and mission when we first started vlogging was like, hey, we will never bring politics into this channel. We also don't really bring religion, even though we're both Christian. Yeah. We don't bring that into the channel because it's a place for you to feel accepted, not judge like you're not like us. Like, come here to our channel to escape like what everyone else is telling you to do, what everyone else is telling you to feel. Just come enjoy it.
Yeah, and trust me, you guys, like I wouldn't rely on influencers to look to for like political advice. Like we are not, nobody on the internet is as well versed in policies and political issues as politicians. So watch the news, get your resources and your ideas from them. Don't look at influencers to follow your politics. We're figuring it out just like anybody else. And yeah, I think like the easy thing to do because of the way the media is, if I'm just being honest, would be like, we're left and we're Biden supporters. Like that's easy. Look, you see Hailey Bieber, that's what she's posting on her Instagram, all celebrities and everyone, like you get positive affirmations if you go that direction, at least right now. And we're not like even jumping on that wagon. That would probably get us a lot of praise, but we're not going to do that.
So our videos in comment section isn't a battleground. Like we don't want any of y'all battling with each other.
No.
The second we mention anything about politics, it becomes a battleground. What's sad and pathetic is that the fact that we've even said what we've said now, it's gonna lead to political conversations or political hate or political judgment in the comment section, which is just unneeded in this world, period. Not just on our channel, just like stop the hate, stop the judgment. It sucks.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Hunter seems kind of controlling in your videos. Interesting. It's funny because we like literally get like, oh, Julia is such a bitch, and then Hunter's really controlling, vice versa.
Or like I'm surprised Hunter hasn't divorced her yet. She's so mean, or vice versa. Like I would have walked out on him a long time ago. We get stuff like that all the time, and it's so funny that like people have different views.
Yeah.
We choose what we show on our channel. Like a lot of times people are like, I can't believe Hunter treats her that way or something. And it's like, I edited that and I left it in there just to show you our life. Like, it's so
we're
dumb.
not. And I would say, so I would say that's a no, but we both are, I will say we're both strong personalities and we are maybe equally controlling in different categories. So, but we are strong enough to be able to like, neither of us will control each other. I stand up to him, he stands up to me, so we're all good over here, don't worry.
Yeah, and we make most of our decisions together.
Exactly.
So.
Okay.
Julia is not as affectionate as Hunter.
Yes, I would say that's a true assumption. Yeah. Hunter is very like physically affectionate. That's like his number one.
Well, it depends what you what's the definition of affection? Is it physical?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like you
kissing, hugging, touching.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like I'm more like that for sure. You're
Yes.
also really affectionate in like your words.
Sure. Yeah, I would say we just have different forms of affection. So, but you definitely probably would see on the videos like you kissing me more, you hugging on me more. Like, I'm definitely not as like touchy and cuddly. And sometimes when Hunter, like, he would literally just like be attached all day if he could. Like, I'm like, I need some space. Like, I gotta get away. But I also like I would rather have you in the room. Like, I want you to be right here. I feel like close like this, but I don't necessarily need to be.
She wants
like,
to know
touching.
I'm there and like be able to have a conversation with me or say, Hunter, like I need you for this, or be able to chat. Like she wants to be able to
it's like quality
communicate and like have quality time all day long. When I could also just be,
you're like, sit on my lap, or like, let's hug all day.
Never dealt with jealousy or insecurity about the other person.
I would say we maybe did in the beginning. We like when we were younger.
Yeah, and definitely we're both insecure and both had some jealousy things going. But it was like, I think I would say, I would almost categorize it as something that's like fairly normal
like
in
21.
early relationships. Yeah. And like when you're younger.
Oh yeah.
We never fight. Not true at all. We fight daily probably.
Yeah.
I think for us,
we don't have, I would say.
We don't fight. We don't have blows. We just
don't
argue.
like deep fights. I think like if we had like really deeply rooted issues, then that would be a lot of friction in our relationship. And we have come across a couple of those in our relationship over time, but we work through them. We like talk together. I think both of us will say like we don't really like fighting. So when we have something where we see differently, it might be like a weird week or two and we just spend hours trying to talk it through so we can get on the same page, because we don't like being on different pages.
There's not one thing about me that she doesn't like that she hasn't told me.
Right.
And vice versa. Like,
totally. Like I know, we know exactly what we don't
I
like.
know the things she doesn't like about me, and she knows the things I don't like about her, or that we didn't like about each other, and we like work on those things and fix them and work through them.
Exactly.
Not that like there's things I don't like about you. It's like more like
things
how we handle certain communication.
Or like character flaws that we're like, you could work on that. We can work on that.
We're very open and honest with each other about that. And I think it helps us grow as individuals, but also helps us like stay on the same page together.
Totally. And I think that's the point of marriage or relationship, is to like work on your character and you have someone like kind of checking you. So I think that's the beauty in it. Oh, assumption is that I am nitpicky and Hunter is really lax. Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, sometimes the opposite though. It depends.
It just depends on the thing, but yeah.
I mean, like in general though, I'd say that's probably right.
Pretty true, yeah. Hunter is pretty chill, but then there's certain things that he's like, where I'm like, you are so like nitpicky, and he's like, and I'm super relaxed. Yeah. So, okay, there's one about Goose, and that he is secretly very wild. I would say like the side you guys don't see of Goose is that if you don't know about Vizslas, they're actually really high energy dogs.
So high energy.
We're not like recording him when he's sprinting around or he's being like annoying, because like, you know, when he's cute, you're like, oh, this is so cute, let me take a picture. But he as a puppy was a devil. I mean, not a devil. Cute devil, no. But like so much energy.
A lot to manage, and any Vizsla puppy is.
Any Vizsla puppy. If you guys have a Vizsla, you know, and so many of you are like, let me get a Vizsla. But I'm like, do your research, you guys. They are a lot as puppies, and he didn't like calm down until he was like 5 or 6. So
yeah. That's the thing, is we weren't really on YouTube during the first like hectic years of his life.
You didn't see the hectic years of Noah.
Okay. You wish you lived closer to your California fam and niece and nephew on Julia's side.
I mean, I think we always, both of us, would like living near our family, but you know, we chose to live here right now, and we might not even live in Texas forever. I've said before a million times that my family is all spread out. I have 3 sisters, and we all live in different locations, not in California. My parents live in California, which is where we grew up. One's in Hawaii, Europe, and Colorado. So there's not really a place for me to miss like living near everybody, because not everyone is together. So
I think sometimes you might miss like, oh, I want to be close to my sister in Hawaii to grow up with, like your niece, or I wish I was living closer to my European sister. She lives closer, so I could grow up with her and her husband and their kid, or Angelica.
Absolutely.
Like you have times where you miss like certain sisters and even your parents, but like, who's to say they're not going to leave California? Who's to say the siblings will ever go back to California? Yeah. But from our perspective, we're not tied down to either location.
No.
If I was to say, hey, Julia, you can move anywhere you want to in the US or the world, California would be like your 5th or 6th pick probably.
Totally, just because it's like, I think the cost of living is so high and I kind of wish like they didn't live there. But yeah. I think if you asked us both, we would both love to live near our families. But we also, I would say if you asked both of our families, they'd be like, they're very independent and like they don't really care. Like
we would pursue something else at a sacrifice of being like away from them.
Exactly. Like yeah.
But like with mine, I think people assume, oh, you live closer to Hunter's family because Hunter forced them to move back or something like that. And like, no, we decided together, like, let's pursue YouTube. So let's move somewhere that's like a little bit more affordable, where we can work remote.
Family here, we're familiar with
it makes sense. Yeah. And like, we'll probably move again, like in the near future somewhere else, whether it's back to California, maybe it's to
a new state
Boston,
completely.
maybe a new state completely, like
maybe Europe,
maybe Australia. We talk about things all the time, and we're very open to it. We're not tied down here by any means.
Yeah.
Although we love our family, I love my family.
Yeah.
She loves her family. We love both of like our in-laws.
Totally.
But we put in a lot of effort to see them. So like we'll fly back on a dime to go visit her parents in California. Sure. When we're not living here anymore, we'll fly back on a dime to visit my family. Yeah. So it's not like a sacrifice of leaving them entirely. It's more of like we put so much effort in with our families to like drop whatever we are doing to go see them. Yes. And we'll always be that way.
Totally. Yeah. We really care about them.
You like to have a small circle of friends or people that you talk to every day?
We kind of answered that.
Yeah, I would say no. We do like a small circle, but we don't require friends that we need to talk to every day. No,
I would say, yeah, we don't have actually that many friends because we're just very picky with our friendships. And we're just more the type, less is like quality over quantity, and we're not gonna give people a ton of our time if there's not a deep connection there. It's just not how we are.
We partied a lot in high school and or college.
Not a ton. I would say you and I, neither of us were huge partiers.
Yeah, we also have different kind of paths in partying, I would say. Like I didn't have a sip of alcohol until maybe my freshman year of college. I didn't drink alcohol at all at one time in high school.
Right,
and you partied a little bit in high school. Like your family was a little bit more flex, but you were also the youngest of 4 siblings, and so.
I know, and I feel like California, the lifestyle of like teens is just like, it's a little bit faster. Like I was, seeing things like weed when I was like in 8th grade and freshman year, whereas I feel like for you,
I don't think I saw it until college, like maybe like my sophomore year of college.
So I just experienced those things a lot earlier before, but I necessarily like in college we did go out and drink and party, but not like compared to some people we were like, we can't keep up with some of these people, like they just like want to go out every night. I was never.
And even still now, like I enjoy drinking. Y'all know, like I enjoy having a cocktail, but it's more of like casual drinking.
Right situation, if it's with our friends and family, we're like, hell yeah.
I would say like we don't party though.
No. You guys bicker a lot more than your vlogs show. Yes.
It's because we're not recording.
Like, exactly. It's like, you're not gonna like, when we're in the middle of like a bicker or argue, we're not gonna be like, oh, let's grab the camera and show this. It's like, then it's not genuine. Sometimes it just happens. Like we're recording and we're like arguing and just left on or something. So yeah, you'll see it every once in a while, but definitely like that stuff happens probably like daily.
But when we capture it, we try to include it. Like we don't hide, we're not trying to hide it. Like we're not trying to hide it now either. Like, we definitely bicker. We definitely argue more than we show on camera, but that's because the camera's not always there.
Right.
Julia also hugs me more than she shows on camera because the camera's not always there.
Exactly.
Like there's a lot of life that happens off camera. And another thing to point out is that if we were to show everything in our lives, there'd be nothing left for us to have in our relationship. And so we also like kind of hold that close to us as well, as like, hey, there are times we want the camera off to have a normal life and normal relationship.
Just like everybody else.
You guys think you have the best ideas and know everything about everything.
Yes.
Yes.
I would say we do think that. We're pretty confident with what we like, and I don't know. I think we're passionate people and we like our ideas and we get excited about them. We don't think we're know-it-alls though. We're very open-minded to like other opinions and things, but
I would say it's more compared to each other. Like, I think my ideas are better than yours, and you think your ideas are better than mine.
Yeah.
But it's not comparing to other people, like, oh, our idea is better than that person. It's just like, we're kind of living in our own world and not thinking
exactly.
about it.
That's what I mean. But then also when we meet other people, we're kind of like, oh, okay, we like listening to what other people think and feel like we're very flexible in our thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the last product in the kit is the lip therapy. Ooh, it's minty. I love that. You're really gonna steal this from me. Yum. Hunter loves chapstick. We both do. We like fight over chapsticks. We probably have like 50 tubes of chapstick, and like we just are always like, where is it?
I just always want the one that Julia has though.
Always.
Regardless of which one it is. All right. You have a healthy balance between social media and real life.
I would say so.
I'd like to think we do. I bet a lot of people who aren't in social media might not think we do.
No. But I think if you work in social media and you met us, oh, Goose.
Hey, Goose, what are you doing, buddy?
You guys look. Hi, baby. We're right here. We're just recording. We love you so much. Okay. Yeah, I think that we definitely do. We have met so many people in social media that work in social media, and like, no shade to them, but like, I see how it can like literally consume people. It's no different than any other job. People can be like really into their job and like all they think about is work and their coworkers. It's the same thing. It just so happens to be on social.
However, the one thing I want to say to that before you continue is that the hard thing, whether it's like you're doing good with the balance or not doing good with the balance, is the fact that when you're working in social media, you're showing your life. Yeah. And so it's hard to separate life from work.
Yes.
And a lot of people struggle with that.
Yes.
We sometimes struggle with that.
Definitely.
But for us, I think we've always made it a focus of like, let's bring the camera to our life rather than let's change our life for the camera. And I think that's helped us kind of create the balance, because we're still living life and enjoying life, and then social media is a part of that.
Totally. But we try to stay like as grounded in like real life as we can. And I would say throughout our like YouTube journey, there have been moments where we're both like, okay, we're getting like a little too deep into like this social media world, and we need to like pull it back. And we need to remember that we have like a real life and everything. So that's just us being like very honest. And it definitely, there's been ebbs and flows, so we're always working on like, how can we maintain normalcy and also have this as our job. And having good families like help with that. Also having good friends that aren't in social media really help with that too, because they're able to view social media just like they're able to view social media as our job, just like we view their job as their job. Exactly.
Like, we're able to talk about work, we talk about our work, and stuff like that. We talk about theirs, and then we can talk about normal life stuff outside of work as well.
Totally. It's just, I would say it's just a very gray area, because our life is our job, so it's like when you shut it off. So we're working on it. Next assumption is that we don't share all views with typical Christians. I would say that is true. And so if you guys weren't aware, or if you're new to our channel, we are Christians. And I would say... Well,
first of all, I'd say typical Christian I don't think the way you're saying that means Christian. I think you're meaning someone that's just like more of a religious, like traditional Christian that was more rule-based.
Exactly.
Or that is more rule-based.
Yes.
So I wanted to clear that up before we continue. I think that's what you're meaning by like... a typical Christian.
I think that we when it comes to like our faith, we have like a really interesting, Hunter and I come from super different walks, and I think that's something that's just cool that we totally learn from each other. He grew up in the church and I did not. I was saved in college, and I would just say like coming into a culture that is so like revolves around church and like the Bible Belt and like the expectations, it's so like layered. But to me, it almost like doesn't, because I'm new to the faith, I'm like, the rules don't really make sense to me, because I'm like, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of Jesus as your savior. Like, you're free from everything.
Like you became a Christian and you saw what that meant, and then you have this another layer that's these like rules and culture that doesn't necessarily apply to the reason you were saved.
Exactly, but that would be true for anybody.
Right.
So that's what I'm like.
Right, I'm saying, but you
know.
coming from it as an outsider versus
Right.
someone like me growing up in it was so
Yes.
different. And so
It's like embedded.
it was definitely like different walks, like you said. Like we came from different backgrounds with it, but we're definitely on the same page now. And we don't like think anything's wrong or bad. It's just more of like everyone has their own walk. We have our own walk. We don't judge anyone for theirs.
No.
We don't judge anyone who's not a Christian. We think everyone has the freedom to be what they want,
Totally.
who they desire to be.
It's actually probably like a constant evolution if you are a Christian to like not get caught up in like the services and having like a checklist of how you can please God. So that's, I think, a normal struggle for any Christian.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a layered one.
Right.
Right. Those are all the assumptions we're gonna answer for today.
And there's a lot more. Like we were trying to like get as many as possible. Our camera's dying, so we gotta wrap this up now.
We'll do a round 2 if you guys want it. Leave a comment below if you want part 2.
Yeah.
Thanks again for First Aid Beauty for sponsoring this video, and don't forget to check them out below. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
She gon' break the